I'm going to show you how to interpret a bearing and to draw an angle from that bearing. You're probably already familiar with how to draw an angle based on the x and the y axis. When you draw an angle based on an x and y axis, you generally have the initial side of the angle located on the positive x-axis, and then if you're looking for a positive angle, you're going to rotate your terminal side counterclockwise until you get the angle that you want. And if you wanted a negative angle, you know that you go in the other direction. You would go clockwise until you got to the angle that you wanted. Well, the process is similar for bearings, but our new angle is going to be relative to a compass direction. So I have here a bearing of north 35 degrees east, and it's very common to use north as our starting point, but you can use other directions as well. So when you see an N there for north, the first thing you want to do is you want to draw a north-facing arrow, and we normally draw north-facing arrows pointing straight up. So relative to north, that means that west is heading to the left and east is heading to the right. So now I have my north-facing arrow, and I'm going to draw an angle relative to that arrow. So using my north-facing arrow, I am going to rotate a terminal side 35 degrees in the direction of east to create a 35-degree angle. So I've just created an angle given that my position is north 35 degrees east. Let's try another example where we start with a different bearing. Let's say south 68 degrees west. So I'm going to start with the south. So I'm going to draw a south-facing arrow, and of course west is still on my left and east is still on my right. And now this 68 degrees west says I want to open my terminal side heading towards the west, and I want to rotate until I've created an angle of 68 degrees. So there's an angle of 68 degrees. You can also do the same thing. You can start by referencing west. Let's say you want to do west 25 degrees north. And so in this case, your reference point is going to be a west heading arrow. And we know from there, north is up, south is down, and of course east is in the other direction. So west 25 degrees says use the west-facing arrow as your reference and rotate an angle towards the north by 25 degrees.